Hello traders, Gary Wagner here just after 10 o'clock in Honolulu, 4 o'clock in New York on Tuesday, April the 12th, 2016, and this is the Daily Report for Gold and Silver. Nice upside move in silver, quiet move in gold. First to gold. Gold, in essence, is trading unchanged today, currently trading at $1257.80. Now, the high $64.70, the low $53. As you can see, we're looking at about an $11 range, very, very tight range on the day. Net change nominal down a little bit to up a little bit, as I said, currently at about $1258. Interestingly enough, traders, we are certainly seeing some real action in silver. Silver up 26 cents today, over a 1.5% gain. Take a look at this daily chart. After having a significant move yesterday, it continues to climb higher today. As I said, up about 50 cents yesterday, 26 cents today. The key to me is the fact that it is effectively trading over $16 per ounce, and that was a point in which I felt it could find some resistance. We certainly aren't seeing that. We'll take a look at some silver charts towards the end of the show. But before we take a look at any silver charts, I do want to take a look at a couple of gold charts. Now, this is the chart that I actually created for the Chart This series that aired yesterday. It's a simple line chart because really what I am looking to highlight more than anything else is this series of lower highs as well as this series of higher lows, which formed our compression triangle that we identified. This is one of the key factors, of course, that initiated our long position at about 1240, which is right here. It is the mere fact that it broke substantially above this resistance line that prompted or triggered the buy the other day, one of the key factors. Now, we talked about the fact yesterday that in terms of upside targets, I'm looking at two potential areas to actually cover this position. Now, the first area is going to be pretty close to where we're at now. We're currently trading between 57, 58, and 60. And as you can see, we have this top that comes in roughly at about, call it 1275. It's based on this particular top here. And so if the market continues to move in our anticipated direction, meaning higher, we want to see how it reacts if and when it gets to this particular price point right here, because my sense is that what we will see is a real potential for a break to about $1,300 per ounce. So traders, of course, we have been looking at this particular chart. This is our half-a-day chart with our current Elliott wave count, our most minor of counts in the market, as well as a identification of a couple of different compression triangles. We've seen this quite frequently in gold, both in terms of our long-term and short-term studies, and how they can really signal potential breakouts in the market. Now, we currently have a stop which was under 1220. It was in this area. And as I said yesterday, I am looking to move that stop up. And really the only place that makes sense is to actually place it under this particular candle, which comes in at around 1240. So attached to this morning's mailing about today's show, I will also include a trade alert to go ahead and move your stop to below 1240 on a protective stop. Now, once again, areas that I'm looking at in terms of potential in the market. The first area, as I said, is going to be about 1275 should the market continue to rise. And then my upside target really is going to be just below 1300, and that's based upon this particular top. Now, my sense is that if we are truly in a wave 3, we should, without any question of a doubt, exceed this particular mark here, this being a subcount 1 here and our subcount 2 here. And let's put it into perspective by looking at a different chart. And so traders, of course, this is the chart that I was speaking about. Let's go ahead and kind of thin this out a little bit in terms of our candle size. We'll go ahead and uncompress it in a second. But as I said, to put that in perspective in terms of our sub count, really conclusion of A comes in right here, which also concludes a intermediate 5 as well as our sub count 5. This again is our sub count 1, which took us to just shy of 1,300. Our subcount 2, 38% retracement, and then our subcount 3, as I said, should take us over 1,300. So traders, my recommendation, obviously, maintain your current long position and move your stop to just under 1240. So traders, finally, a cursory look at silver. I am absolutely surprised that we have traded over 1,600. There's no doubt about that. We're taking a look at a daily chart. Let me go ahead and kind of draw in this area, and you can see we did get a series of tops that came in roughly above 1,600 with one spike almost to 1,650, but that was to be short-lived because that move was just prior to the substantial drawdowns in which we saw silver prices actually break below any kind of floor that we had designated at about $14 an ounce to trade to about $13.60. So there's certainly a play being made for silver. There's no doubt about that. We've had substantial moves in the market over the last couple of days. Now, will that move be short-lived, or will there be some continued momentum to that move? Only time will tell on that, but I will tell you this, at this particular area with these sets of tops, I would certainly be a long player in the market. If I was long, I would be looking to tighten stops or even pull profits. Now, I absolutely could be wrong, because if it does exceed that particular price point, the next real target in silver is 17. You don't get too many areas above that with any kind of substantial technical historical references. So we'll have to see. But as I said, I would be very, very cautious in this particular area in silver. This has been Gary Wagner, wishing you, as always, good trading. We will talk to you tomorrow for another daily update and review. Bye-bye.